Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And before I get started, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai, and double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother, Yahweh Call from Great Millstone, Orlando. All right, and I'm just going to get right into this video. By the angry truth. Just going into, like it tells you in 2 Ezra 16. I'm going to grab that real quick, because we believe, and it's more and more looking like Trump, man. He could very well be the guy to do it, to drop that hammer. And Lord willing, he's the guy to do it. But 2 Ezra 16, which lines up with Revelation 12 and 12, 2 Ezra 16 in verse 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. So, that burning wrath of a great multitude. All right, like I just read that Revelation 12 and 12, the links up. These two link together, Like I said, man, and just spiritually speaking, all right, this is not doctrine, but hey, Lord willing, Trump, man, he could be the last Trump. DJ Trump could be the last Trump, But without further ado, let's play this video. And fair use. All right, I'm not making any monetary gain off of this video. This is just strictly for informational purposes only.
This could be very dangerous. So guys, a lot of people are starting to talk about the Insurrection Act. That's popping up a lot online. It was brought to my attention recently. Now, I've heard of the Insurrection Act, but I didn't think anything of it when it started popping up online. But a buddy of mine brought it to my attention by stating that he might think this could be used against the American people. When I read the Insurrection Act, I looked at it again. I'm like, no, this has everything to do with the illegal immigration problem that we're having. But I also remember something happened about a month ago, 2 months ago now, where the cartel got into a shootout with Border Patrol. So but because that happened, I see that they want to make sure that the National Guards, which can be federalized under the Insurrection Act, can actually protect American borders. And Trump doesn't have to deal with the following states and trying to see if he can get these states to fall in line to have their National Guards actually protect the border. So instead of taking the guessing game out, what he's going to do, he's probably going to enact the Insurrection Act, which is going to federalize the National Guards under his power rather, and then he takes the guessing game and trying to talk to each state and having them have their National Guards work for him. So once he federalizes them, he takes it out of the power of that state, and now they're under the power of the American president instead of the governors of those states. So California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas are the states that border Mexico. And of course, he's undoubtedly going to probably have problems with California's governor and maybe even New Mexico's governor. So again, instead of fighting with them and arguing with them, federalize them, and now they can protect the border without any nonsense. Now that makes more sense to me. Turning the American military around, the U.S. military around, which can also be enacted under the Insurrection Act as by way of operating on American soil. So the last time this was done was back in 1992 under George Bush, when the LA riots happened. The United States military was activated to operate on American soil. Now there are certain instances where they can, but this gives them full authority to do so. That's what the Insurrection Act is. They can operate on American soil at a limited capacity, depends on if there's disaster and a couple other things that go down. Insurrection Act makes it so, without any argument.
And yeah, man, because listen, when it's all said and done, because it will get to a point where it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be shoot first and not even ask questions later, because when it's the real deal, and it's just, I can't wait to see how this plays out. All right, because let me grab this. Bear with me. In Jeremiah Basically Trump using for the sake of this migrant crisis, Trump basically using America's own military against American citizens. Like I read in that second Edge 16. Because listen, and brother's been saying it because they're gonna come after the Southern Kingdom too. You Southern tribes too. What's the saying? Northern Kingdom gets it first, the Southern Kingdom gets it the worst. So basically all the tribes. All right. Through the Spirit of the Lord on the left hand, Trump's gonna come after all you tribes if he's the guy to do it, which we're hoping, and it's looking like he's gonna be the guy to do it. But I'm gonna grab this. In Jeremiah. Because pretty much, man, bear with me as I look for this. Pretty much the America's own military, they're gonna get shipped overseas, man, to fight in that third World War. All right, World War III. That's where they're gonna go, and that's gonna leave way to those different UN troops, which a lot of them are already here. You got the sleeper cells. All right, just waiting to get activated, waiting to get busy. And you best believe when they do get busy, when they get activated, I believe, speaking as a man, a lot of them are I believe they're going to have that C-hip, that MOTB. All right. Because again, as I read in 2 to 16, that burning wrath of a great multitude, they're going to be doing unimaginable things. All right. And they're going to be doing it for fun. It's going to look like these people, these soldiers, man, these foreign troops, they're not going to have a soul. They're going to be as mindless zombies, just doing what they want to do for fun. You see, these Americans, they're about to become a spoil. All right. And Babylon is about to be overthrown. Big time, man. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 and 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow. So you see, there's a great, there's about to be calamity on all sides. Real quick, I'm going to grab this. In Jeremiah as well. Jeremiah 18. Jeremiah 18. Jeremiah 18 and 21. Therefore deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword. And let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows. And what does that link up with 2 Edge 16? Right? A lot of women are going to end up becoming widows. Like I said, because with no certain, what do you call it? Basically those unconstitutional orders. All right. When those soldiers get get those unconstitutional orders, they're not going to be with it. Here it is, all these nations, they're preparing for war. Here it is, the Lord is battle hardened. He's already got the especially those Russian Edomites battle hardened, you know, because they're gonna be invading America, all right, as well, you know. What do we see as of right now, you know, with this back and forth between Trump, Iran, you know, Iran is talking about a preemptive strike against America, you know, Trump, Vladimir Putin going at it. Hey, man, one thing is going to lead to another, and hey, it's going to get past the point of peace talks, which is scripture say, man, there's no peace coming to the wicked. So it's going to get past the point of peace talks and all that. All right. You know, eventually this war is going to get kinetic. All right. Eventually this shit is going to blow up. All right. And there's going to be boots on the ground. All right. So like I said, when those, and like I said, with all that being said, these nations, they're preparing. Some nations are already prepared, but these Americans and the American military is so weak, you know. And here it is, they're over here fighting for equality rights, pronoun rights. You know, America is a joke. They're not ready for what's getting ready to come. Jeremiah 18. Because like I said, that's Second 16. A lot of women are going to end up becoming widows. All right. You know, they're going to be without husbands. You know, they're not going to have a hedge. Why? Because there's going to be all type of war breaking out in the streets of America. All right. Because you are going to have those patches of, you know, individuals, man. You know, what do you call them? Militia groups and things of that nature, man. Getting into shootouts, you know, with these martial law groups, military troops, foreign troops. All right, it's just going to be a lot of bloodshed here in America, you know. and a lot of these cats, man, they're going to be dying in the wars over here in America and overseas. Because like I said, when those unethnical, that's the word I wanted to use, when those unethnical orders come down, these American troops, man, they're not going to be with it. So what are they going to do? They're going to ship their ass overseas to fight in the Third World War. And that's going to leave way for these unconstitutional troops, which they're just going to be having their way for fun. They're not going to show no remorse. And like it tells you in Isaiah 10, how let me grab this real quick. Isaiah 10 and 5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. And when you look into what those ancient Assyrians, man, they put hell on our people. You know, hell, even Esau today, he studies some of those tactics from the ancient Assyrians. You know, they put hell on our people. You know, but it mentioned the staff in their hand is mine indignation. So you see, the Lord had a certain spirit on those Assyrians. And again, the Lord's going to have a certain spirit on these different martial law troops. All right. You know, what's like I said, they're just going to be doing unethical and unconstitutional things, and they're just going to be having their way with these Americans. All right. They're just going to have their way. They're going to be mowing down cats, man. Men, women, and children. You see? Going back to Jeremiah 18 and 21. Therefore, deliver up their children to the famine, and pour out their blood by the force of the sword, and let their wives be bereaved of their children and be widows. Hey, Isaiah 4:1. All right, because a man of Yahweh Shemel Shai, hey, you know, the Lord's going to be with his men in that day. You know, and we see that crying for wine in the streets, like it tells in Isaiah 24, that crying for wine in the streets. Where are the good men at? Right? Where are all the good men? They talk about there's a quote unquote nigger shortage. You know, because it's bad enough women outdo men, women outnumber men, and it's bad enough you got a lot of these dudes, they're moles. A lot of these dudes they're locked up. More dudes, like I said, going to be getting shipped out to fight overseas. You know, the stage is being set for Isaiah 4:1, which is already happening. Brothers got testimonies already. You know, it says, and be widows, and let their men be put to death. Let their young men be slain by the sword in battle. So you see, Lord's gonna be killing these Pookies and Ray Rays, Hey, this dude, what's his name? Mark Curry, years ago, man, one of his stand-up, he talked about how they should put these because these Pookies and Ray Rays, especially these YNs and these broccoli heads, fucking Northern Kingdom with these stupid ass broccoli head looking haircuts, You're gonna get on Northern Kingdom too, Got these YNs and these broccoli broccoli heads, stupid haircuts, man. Hey, yeah, Mark Curry talked about years ago about hey, these jakes, man, flaunting their little pistols, wanting to switch cheese a nigga, man. Hey, Mark Curry said it. Hey, man, send your asses to war. Send them to war. All these serial killers, right? I might put, Lord willing, I'm gonna post a clip on my backup channel, But he was talking about, hey, man, a lot of these serial killers, man, hey, send their ass to war. These YNs and these broccoli heads, man, send their ass to war, man. They want to, flaunt the switches and shit. Hey, send their ass to war. So there's gonna be a lot of culling. All right, there's gonna be a lot of again, man, just bloodshed. All right. It says, verse 22, let a cry be heard from their houses, when thou shalt bring a troop suddenly upon them, for they have digged a pit to take me, and hid snares for my feet. So you see, all right, the troops are coming. Like I said, Babylon she's being ripe for the taking. She's being made ready for the taking. All right, America's about to become a spoil. All right, and Lord willing, this guy Trump, man, he's setting the stage more and more. He's looking like he could be that guy. But I'm gonna play some more of this.
Some people seem to think that he might do that and have the American military start doing whatever's going to. And I said, there's no need for that as of right now. Could it be done down the line? Yes, any president can enact the Insurrection Act and have the American military start bullying people around, or if there's another pandemic, start telling people that they can't come outside, telling people what to do by way of the military, which I can see that being a problem down the line if that was to happen, because American soldiers telling American citizens what to do, it has to be some dire situation for that to happen. And even then, like the curfew thing with another pandemic, people are going to fight back. And a lot of American soldiers know.
I'm going to read this. Jeremiah 9. And I'm going to wind that. Jeremiah 9. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 17. Matter of fact, no. Jeremiah 9 and 19. I'm gonna save 17 for another video, Lord willing. In Jeremiah 9 and 19, for a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Ye hear the word of Yahweh, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentation. So, hey, you woman, you think you're exempt because the so-called white man, which is your husband, your God, as of right now, pushes that vibration, puts you on a pedestal. Way, like I said, the women outnumber men, so a large number of the 2/3 consists of women. Esau or Salakia, Yahweh Shemashai, hey, he's not biased. Women and children first. No, the Lord doesn't give a damn about none of that. As I read before, hey, children too. All right. Mothers are being bereaved. All right. becoming a widow. Hey, it's about to get bad out here, man. Verse 10. Oh, I'm sorry. Jeremiah 9:21. For death has come up into our windows and is entered into our palaces to cut off the children from without and the young men from the streets. So you see, hey, you cats gonna be getting mowed down, man. All right. It says, speak thus, saith Yahweh, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, and as a handful after the harvestmen, and none shall gather them. So you see, hey, because at one point, hey, so called passes on. The honorable thing to do is, at least have a burial, put them in the ground, all right, which is a part of our custom. You're not supposed to be, what do you call it, cremating? That's a heathen custom, Our custom is to actually, bury, the body in the ground, Hey, we come from the dust, or this flesh, it comes from the earth. It comes from the earth. And when these bodies so-called die, they go back to the earth. They return to the dust of the earth. So, that's just a part of our custom, Like I said, as far as cremation, that's a heathen custom, But it was, at least honorable to bury the dead, You had it to where, hey, at one point in time, because it was disrespectful, man, to actually take Slovakia. Thought I had to sneeze. But you had it at one point where nations, the heathens were actually taking the bodies of our loved ones out of the graves and just, it was just for one, a very traumatic thing to our people. All right. But it's just straight up disrespectful, just to have the dead bodies of your loved ones, But hey, there's going to be so much, deletions, mass deletions, and you're not going to have time to bury the dead, You're not going to have time to bury the dead. All right. That's, it's just a small glimpse of how bad it's going to get. Bodies from one end of the earth to the next. That's going to be the new normal. All right. It's just that feeling of death, the stench of death. One dead body can, clear a block, man. Imagine just thousands and hundreds of thousands of bodies, man. That's going to breed the ground for diseases and just all type of, man. It's going to get ugly, It's going to get graphic out here, But that was other than that. I'm going to play some more.
American soldiers telling American citizens what to do, it has to be some dire situation for that to happen. And even then, like the curfew thing with another pandemic, people are going to fight back. And a lot of American soldiers know that people are going to fight back. So that's also why I'm like, that's the least likely thing on my radar. The more likely thing, again, is having the National Guards go down to the border and do what needs to be done under the direction of the President of the United States. And again, not having the President argue with 4 other states on why this needs to be. Federalize them and enact that. Can I see governors still putting up a fight? Probably a quarter, something like that. But that's where I see that going. I don't see it going anywhere else. The border situation is getting out of hand. Cartels supposedly are looking to bring the fight to the Border Patrol. That's the rumor that's going around online. So if that rumor is matching up with what the president's doing, that makes sense. That tracks very well. Because now the president's like, well, if they're going to bring the fight, let's bring the fight to them. Federalize the National Guards. Let's let them get busy and get their hands dirty at the border, which makes perfect sense. The other thing, them turning the American military against the people, at least not yet. I'm not going to say it's never going to happen, but at least not yet. I think the main focus is the border, which has been something Trump has been promising over the last 4 years. So that's why I see that going. I don't see it going anywhere.
Well, unfortunate for you, my man's, you don't have that the eye salve, all right? It almost sounds like you have some form of optimism, that this could never happen. At least not in this lifetime. You hear a lot of these guys, they say concerning these prophecies, hey, maybe it'll happen another 500 years from now. No, man, these things are going to take place in this lifetime. All right. And these things are right around the corner. It tells you in Revelation 6 how a power is given unto Esau to take peace from the earth. Going into that red horse, I believe it is. All right. Which represents Esau. All right. Power is given unto him to take peace to take peace from the earth. He wants to control chaos, but eventually it will get to a point where it's going to get out of his control. All right. So it's going to get beyond all this border talk, migrant crisis. It's going to get way bigger than that. All right. And eventually, like I said, those unethical orders are going to be coming down, and the troops, man, they're not going to be with it. Talk about America's own troops, for the most part. They're going to get shipped out to overseas, and that's going to leave way for them foreign troops to get activated, to get busy. Back in Jeremiah 51 and 29, and the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places as bars are broken. So you see, all right, America's own military is not going to be down with the cause. They're going to say, fuck that. All these cats in the police force, they're going to say, fuck that. The Lord is really about to have these people bitch made, man. And I'm talking about these so-called men, going all the way down to the Pookies and Ray Rays. They're going to be getting bitch made. All right. All these so-called tough guys, bodybuilders, these guys that are out here training, they served, fought for this country. Now they're, these guys in these different militia groups, right? Because it's been coming out about certain of these militia groups and how they're training, basically to come after Jake. Certain militia groups, man, they're training to come after Jake, man. Hey, it's gonna be hell on all sides for you, Jake. Hence Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble. All right, but going all the way up to the America's own troops, from the Pookies and Ray Rays that think they run the block that the so-called white man owns. You don't run shit. All right, going all the way up to the very military itself. I mean, the Lord's gonna have these cats bitch made. All right, turn these cats into women like. All right, that's why, again, a man of Yahweh Shemal Shah is gonna stand out in that day. All right, hey, people want to say we're assholes and this and that, and I always say being an asshole is good. We're not dicks, but being an asshole is good. Someone's trying to break into your house because mainly these women, crying out about brothers being assholes and this and that. Well, to an extent, you got to be an asshole. All right, because hey, someone's trying to break into your house. Hey, you want that asshole type of attitude, that asshole type of energy. That you want that not fucking around type of attitude. When someone's trying to break into your house or rob your shit. Again, talking mainly to you women. You want that same energy. And it's gonna pay off in that day. All right, because brothers already have a low tolerant, not fucking around type of attitude, man. You see, it is better this way. It don't make sense to these people now, but it will then. All right, it will then. Versus these people. Hey, the Lord's gonna turn, like it tells in Isaiah 19, Egypt shall be made like unto women. Roughly paraphrasing. And it says a lot because what did the scriptures say? A woman, she's a weaker vessel. So, hey, if a man is gonna be turned into a woman, all right, how much more you women? How is a man, with his hands on his loins like a woman in travail? What type of fear is that? To the point where it's going to be like to the point where a man is going to be as if he's having a child, as if he's about to give birth. What type of fear is that? Well, we're about to see. We're about to find out. All right. But yeah, it's gonna get bad out here, you know. And Lord willing, again, you know, this guy Trump, man, he's looking like he could very well be the guy to do it. So we just gotta stay, you know, keep our head on the swivel, have our spiritual popcorn ready, because yeah, this shit is about to go down. Lord willing, sooner than soon. Hopefully this is edifying. All praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.